Hi students, in this video I am going to discuss some more problems on Menial theorem. Let us move to the problem. Find the point C of the Menial theorem for the function f of x is equal to x plus 1 by x for the interval 1 by 2 comma 2. The function is continuous for the interval 1 by 2 comma 2. Anyway, this function is continuous everywhere but except at x equal to 0. But a given interval is 1 by 2 comma 2. The function is continuous in the closed interval 1 by 2 comma 2. And derivative also exists for the open interval 1 by 2 comma 2. Anyway, the function is the derivative exists everywhere except at x equal to 0. So anyway, for the interval 1 by 2 comma 2, the derivative exists. F dash of x is equal to 1 minus 1 by x square. So the conditions of Menial theorem are satisfied by the given f on the interval 1 by 2 comma 2 with a is equal to 1 by 2 and b is equal to 2. Hence, by Menial theorem, there exists C belongs to open interval AB, nothing but that is 1 by 2 comma 2, such that f dash of C is equal to f of b minus f of a by b minus a, where b is equal to 2 and a is equal to 1 by 2. So let us calculate f of 1 by 2, that is 5 by 2. Put x equal to 1 by 2 for the given function x plus 1 by x, that is 5 by 2. F of 2, it is a 5 by 2. F dash of C, f dash of x is 1 minus 1 by x square. At x equal to c, we have f dash of c is equal to 1 minus 1 by c square. So therefore equation 1.46 gives that 1 by 1 minus c square, that is f dash of c, is equal to f of 1 by 2 is f of 2 is 5 by 2, f of 1 by 2 is minus 5 by 2, 2 minus half, that is equal to this is RHS of numerator 0. So this implies 1 minus 1 by c square is equal to 0. So this implies c square is equal to 1. So this implies c is equal to plus or minus 1. So c is equal to 1 is belongs to the open interval 1 by 2 comma 2, but c is equal to minus 1 does not belongs to 1 by 2 comma 2. So therefore, mean value theorem is verified for the function f of x is equal to x plus 1 by x for the interval 1 by 2 comma 2. Let us move to next problem. Find the point C of the mean value theorem for the function f of x equal to square root of x minus 1 for the interval 1 comma 3. The function f of x is continuous for the interval 1 comma 3. The function is continuous everywhere except at x is less than 1. So if x is less than 1, that is square root of negative, so that is complex, will not define. Anyway, the function is continuous for the interval 1 comma 3 and the derivative exists for the interval open interval 1 comma 3. Therefore f dash of x equal to 1 by 2 into square root of x minus 1 exists for all the values between 1 comma 2, but derivative does not exist for x is less than or equal to 1. Anyway, but the derivative exists for the interval 1 comma 3. So if x is equal to 1, what happens? F dash of x equal to 1 by 0, that is infinity, do not define. For x is less than 1, that is always square root of negative, that is complex. So we cannot define the derivative for the function f of square root of square root of x minus 1 for x is less than or equal to 1. Anyway, the function derivative exists for the open interval 1 comma 3. So the conditions of the Menial theorem is verified for the given function. So let us take a is equal to 1 and b is equal to 3. So there exists the C point C belongs to AB. AB is equal to a is 1 and b is 3, such that f dash of c is equal to f of b minus f of a by b minus a. This is the condition of Lagrange's Menial theorem. So to find c, so let us calculate f of 1 and f of b is equal to 3 and a is equal to 1. Let us calculate f of 1 is 0 when x is equal to 1, f of 1 is 0, when x is equal to 3, square root of 3 minus 1 is square root of 2. F dash of c is equal to 1 by 2 square root of c minus 1. Equation 1.47 gives that 1 by 2 square root of c minus 1 root 2 minus 0 by 3 minus 1. So this implies square root of c minus, take reciprocal of that, square root of c minus 1 is equal to 1 by root 2. So c minus 1 is equal to 1 by 2, c is equal to 3 by 2. 3 by 2 is nothing but 1.5. So 1.5 is belongs to the interval 1 comma 3. So Manuel theorem is verified for the function f of is equal to square root of x minus 1. Therefore c is equal to 1.5. So you can do these problems yourself. Let us move to the some physical interpretation of the Manuel theorem. Assume that the number f of b minus f of a by b minus a as the average change in f over the interval a comma b, and f dash of c is the as an instantaneous change. Then the Manuel theorem says that an instantaneous change f dash of c is equal to the average change in f over the interval a comma b. So this agrees with our real world problem. For example, let us take, if the average velocity for a trip is 50 km per hour, then at least once during the trip the speedometer has to read 50 km per hour. Suppose if I take that, you assume that, so in a trip here, velocity, average velocity is, if you assume that 50 km per hour, you can observe in the car speedometer, so that shows, that reads at least 150 kilometers. So at one point at least we can see that average velocity and instant velocity is always same. So this is the physical interpretation of the Manuel theorem. Determine whether the following functions satisfying the hypothesis of Manuel theorem on the given interval, and if not, give the reason. Let us take first problem. Let f of x equal to x to the power of 2 by 3 for the interval minus 1 comma 8. So the function f of x is continuous for the interval minus 1 comma 8, and the derivative is f dash of x is equal to here 2 by 3 into f to the power of 2 by 3 minus 1. So 2 by 3 f to the power of minus 1 by 3, this implies 2 by 3 into f to the power of minus 1 by 3. So derivative exists everywhere except at x equal to 0. So derivative will not exist for x equal to 0. So therefore not all the conditions of Manuel theorem are satisfied for the given function. Therefore, so Manuel theorem is not applicable for the function f of x equal to e to the power of 2 by 3, because derivative does not exist at x equal to 0, in which 0 is belongs to the interval minus 1 comma 8. So Manuel theorem is not verified for the function f of x equal to x to the power of 2 by 3 for the interval minus 1 comma 8. Suppose if I assume that 1 comma 8, obviously Manuel theorem is verified, so one can find out c also. Let us move to next problem. F of x equal to x to the power of 4 by 5 for the interval 0 comma 1. F of x equal to x to the power of 4 by 5 is a continuous for the interval 0 comma 1, and f dash of x equal to here, that is 4 by 5 into x to the power of 4 by 5 minus 1. So this implies 4 by 5 into x to the power of 1 by 5. Now, the function is the derivative exists for the interval open interval 0 comma 1, but at x equal to 0 that derivative will not exist, but anyway that derivative exists for the open interval 0 comma 1. So therefore the function is differentiable for the interval 0 comma 1. So the conditions of the Manuel theorem is verified by the given function f. So for the interval a comma b, where a is equal to 0 and b is equal to 1, so there exists c belongs to ab such that f dash of c is equal to f of b minus f of a by b minus a. Since f of 0 is equal to 0 because f of x is equal to f to the power of 4 by 5, f of 1 is equal to 1, f dash of c is equal to 4 by 5 into c to the power of minus 1 by 5. So equation 1.50 becomes 4 by 5 into c to the power of minus 1 by 5 is equal to 1 minus 0 by 1 minus 0. So this implies c to the power of 1 by 5, that is 4 by, you take reciprocal of that. So 4 by 5 go to the power of 5, c is equal to 4 by 5 to the power of 5, so that belongs to 0, 1. Therefore, so mean value theorem is verified for the given function f of x. So similarly, one can solve all the problems. Just try yourself. Let us move to the corollary. Functions with zero derivatives are constant. So when the derivative is 0, always you have to prove that function f of x equal to is a constant for all x for the interval a comma b. You have to prove that when the derivative is 0, you have to prove that the function is constant for all x for the given interval a comma b. Let us move to the proof of the corollary here. Suppose that x1 and x2 are any 2 points in the interval a comma b. Let us take the interval a comma b. You take x1 and x2. x1 and x2 belongs to the interval a comma b, and moreover x1 is less than x2. Assume that x1 is less than x2. We have to show that f of x1 is equal to f of x2. It means you have to show that f of x is equal to constant for all x between interval a comma b. So let us take any 2 points and show that f of x1 is equal to f of x2. It means f does not changes any values between the interval a comma b. I have taken 2 values x1 and x2. You have to show that f of x1 is equal to f of x2. It means f of x is constant. Now by the hypothesis any derivative 0 for all the x in the interval open interval a comma b, so that f dash of x is 0 for all the interval closed interval x1 comma x2 also. F dash of x is 0 for the interval open interval a comma b. Therefore this implies that x1 and x2 belongs to open interval a comma b inside the interval a comma b. So therefore f of x is 0 for all x in the interval x1 comma x2. Hence f is differentiable for the values in the interval x1 comma x2 and is continuous for the interval closed interval x1 comma x2. So the conditions of the mean value theorem are verified for the function f for interval a comma b. Hence by the Rolle's theorem, there exists point C belongs to open interval x1 comma x2 such that f of x2 minus f of x1 divided by x2 minus x1 is equal to f dash of c. So c it belongs to the open interval x1 comma x2. Since f dash of x is 0 for all x in the open interval ab, c is between x1 and x2, and c also is belongs to the interval open interval a comma b also. So f dash of x is for all 0 for all x in the interval x1 comma x2. So this implies f dash of c also 0 where c belongs to the x1 comma x2. So this implies f dash of c is equal to 0 in equation 1.52. So this implies f of x1 minus f of x2 by x2 minus x1 is equal to 0, since f dash of c is equal to 0. So this implies f of x1 minus f of x2 is equal to 0. This implies f of x1 is equal to f of x2. So this implies the function is constant. F of x is constant for the interval x1 comma x2. So this is proof. Since if f dash of x is 0, always one can show that with the help of the Menial theorem, f is constant. Let us move to the another important corollary. Function with the same derivative differ by a constant. Means difference of two functions f of x minus g of x is equal to constant when the function fx and g of x has the same derivative. Let us see that. If f dash of x is equal to g dash of x, means derivative of f and derivative of g both are same. If that is the case, at each point x of an interval ab, then there exists a constant c such that f of x is equal to gx plus c. It means f of x minus g of x is equal to c. So this word, when the derivative of f of x means f dash of x is same as g dash of x. If that is the case, one can prove that f of x minus g of x equal to c for all x in the interval ab. That is, f minus g is a constant on the interval ab. Let us prove this result with the help of the previous corollary. Since the function f and g are differentiable, because derivative of f and derivative of g exist at each and every point in the interval ab, from the hypothesis of the from the statement of the corollary, f and g are differentiable in the interval ab. If the functions are differentiable, obviously they are continuous in the closed interval ab. The derivative of the difference function is h of x is equal to f of x minus g of x. But you have to prove that here h of x is equal to c here. You have to prove that h of x is equal to c, otherwise f of x minus g of x is equal to c here. But I have taken difference of f of x and g of x is, that is h of x. So let us differentiate. The derivative of this difference function is h dash of x is equal to f dash of x minus g dash of x. Since f dash of x is equal to g dash of x, therefore h dash of x is equal to 0 from this equation. Hence it follows that the corollary 1.10, if h dash of x is equal to 0, obviously h of x is equal to c. So this is from the previous corollary. This implies that h of x is equal to c on the interval ab, that is f of x minus g of x. F of x minus g of x equal to h of x here, that is equal to c here. So this implies f of x is equal to g of x plus c. So this is proof of the corollary. Let us stop.